So I guess we can get started. I have a live studio audience of Max, my dog, he's leaving. This is Let's Talk Tuesday. I think I might be talking to myself, and that's totally fine. I feel like sometimes it's less distracting when I'm not paying attention to numbers and things happening. Let's talk. It's Tuesday. It's April already, which is kind of amazing to me. Time just goes so quickly. And I will say that I think the live stream goes better on Instagram. If anybody's here on YouTube and having problems with it, I have my phone right over here streaming for Instagram. I want to talk about some things coming up. So next week, has anybody heard that we have an eclipse coming? There's an eclipse happening, a solar eclipse, and I think it's so wonderful. I actually did one of my first YouTube videos when we had our last eclipse, which is it feels like so long ago. It was part of some program that I was doing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember how I felt where we were having a partial eclipse over here in New York where I'm at. Of course, it was full somewhere else. And it was like a cloudy day, and there were people looking up, and all together we were hoping that the clouds would part and that we would be able to see a better version of the eclipse. And then it happened. It was supposed to be a cloudy day, and for the solar eclipse, the clouds parted, and my kids and I, we made the cereal box viewer thing, and we were able to see the eclipse, and it felt so cool. Number one, that people were looking up and wondering, hoping. We all had an intention. It was all coming together, this positive experience and this effort for being in awe of a natural wonder. It was really great. And so we have another eclipse coming now. We have one on Monday. So in case you didn't know that, now you can know that. And then Tuesday is going to be the group healing session. And it feels great. I have some people already that have clicked buttons and told me they're coming, which is so great. I love the live streams. I feel like I love presenting to people. And in person is great, but live stream is also great. And then recorded video is like, if I'm making a list, it's like, that's what the list looks like. So we have group healing next Tuesday. That's at 9 a.m. And then the end of the month, I'm doing a new thing where I'm offering a lunch and learn. So something going on at noon. We're going to be talking about aligning to our personal clarity. Maybe we can even call that our purpose or our best self. It could mean a bunch of different things, but I'm calling it the Lunch, Learn, and Align. We'll be together for an hour, and it's like a mini workshop. It's a mini retreat and middle of the day. Hopefully it'll be easy for people to attend. I do have a ticket price on that, so it's $20 to join me. We're going to be doing healing work. We're going to be having some lecture time, and we're going to have time for sharing questions and answers. I'm not sure if I said that yet, but it should be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I think that's it. I had my, that's it. Yep. Lots of events this month for me. And those are the things I'm offering for my community here, and the rest are private. I love talking and I love doing the private events. So if you have a group gathered and you want a speaker, I love talking about personal growth and the energy behind it and stories and experiences that I have learned from. And so, yeah, I am available for that. I feel like it's, fun being in front of people. So I have some oldies and goodies, things that have just appeared again. I love this. For Let's Talk Tuesday, for this month of April, I am focusing on my piece of wellness. My focused area to develop is this concept of purity. And this has come from my thought of honesty and truth, those things that are very important to me. And I'm called to that because of my new reality of how much that has been missing in my life, me receiving that. And I feel like the piece of wellness, being that honesty and truth and I feel like honor, there's another word in there. It'll come to me in a minute. It just didn't feel like that was the lesson. So sitting with that, I came into this thought of clarity, this thought of purity, and they don't seem the same to me, clarity and purity. It seems almost like clarity is on the way in, and then purity is like this effort out. But anyway, so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about purity. We're going to talk about clarity. And that's a little bit of the micro dose of how I got to this idea for personal development, personal growth. And who knows, it might change. It might develop into something else. I recently was reminded of two things that I feel like are always helpful to me when I run into them. My Lao Tzu quote that it's on the sticky note, and I feel like it disappears, and then I find it and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I needed to know right now. And it's his thought about the softest things in the world overcome the hardest things in the world. The softest things in the world overcome the hardest things in the world. Through this, I know the advantage of taking no action. And it's this clarity of how am I engaging in this experience that's showing up? How am I interacting with this lesson? How am I interacting with who I want to be, where I want to go? What do I want in my life? And being soft with myself, being soft with my choices, being soft with the experiences that have happened to me to get me through those very hard things. And the soft things help me take no action until I can turn that into love and this surrender to a higher power, which I believe is love. Finding love in me. And if there is an environment, if there is a person that's trying to push me into a place of responding without love, I feel like it's this extra lesson of that's not where the softness softness is. That's the hard thing. That environment, a person, that's the hard thing. Softer. Softer is in a different direction. Softer is not my job to motivate in other people. I can be an example. Um, I can't control other people's behavior, but I can control my own, and I can control my environment. With that thought, I'm going to add that concept of Michelangelo's theory about creating the art that was created, where I feel like I am in a place where I have this extra insight to all the things that are not me. And then I can emerge from my experience or this moment or the next few moments or my effort that I put forward. I can emerge this work of art, this creation that the creator intended. I can let go of those things that are not me. And I can do that in the softest of ways. And that is letting them go. There's nothing more softer than that experience of just letting it go. And I think when my mind is racing, there's like specific times of my day where I'm kind of inundated with my memories and thoughts and questions that I have. And I have to say, I'm never going to know the answer to that. I have to just let that go. I'm never going to know the answer. I have to let it go. And these are those moments where my vision board I moved it. So it's actually like right where I see it when I wake up. I have one on one side of my bed, one at the bottom of my bed. And what do I want? What do I want? These thoughts, do they have anything to do with what I want? Nope. So now it's time to let them go and find a place in me that is going to let them go. That's not me. That's not me. That's a weight on my shoulder. It's a pain in my butt. It's a pain in my neck. It's a piece of my broken heart. That is not me. That is not me. Another thought that is another oldie but goodie deal. Brene Brown, I feel like she's got so much helpful things that I get from her, listening to her talk, her books, her interviews. I get so much out of her. We talked about this a few months ago, and actually in my effort of letting go of things, I was spending a lot of time in my space here at my workspace at home. And I must have gotten rid of like pounds and pounds and pounds, 50 pounds of papers that are just all over here, projects that are just old and stale, and I don't like the energy with them, and they're just, they're out of here. One of the things that I found, there's like less than 1% of the papers that I touched, I had an inkling to keep or feel motivated by. One was my Lao Tzu sticky note. And then this is another one we mentioned this a few months ago, probably actually in Let's Talk Tuesday. And Brene Brown was talking about this like cycle or these steps in learning, changing behavior. And I love the thought of just plain old awareness. What's going on here? I have 2 videos actually that are ready to go. I'm going to put them up hopefully, I don't know, today or tomorrow. I just get so wound up about people just instantly emailing me, telling me how bad my SEO is and like all the back end stuff with the videos. And so I don't know why I didn't put them up there because I'm just sort of uh, streamlining things that controlling my environment the best I can. So you'll see a video about 3 steps or 3 layers of letting go of a negative emotion. And then the next video is about actually doing the work where I'm just sitting here, my phone is right there, and I'm going through my process of when I start feeling that ache in my heart, uh, I was giving it some attention. And so I made a video, and it's actually doing the work of letting it go. So the awareness of how am I feeling? What am I doing? Being curious about that, noticing whatever, noticing this feeling of anger, noticing this sad memory, noticing this feeling of frustration, noticing I'm picking up this alcohol again, or I'm calling up this asshole person, or I'm doing whatever, this thing that is degradatory to my personal growth. You can control that moment. Notice the discomfort and the discomfort is you stepping out, you having this opportunity to step out of that comfort zone. Comfort zone is not the high functioning zone. Comfort zone is I know how it feels to be treated like crap. I know how it feels to be frustrated. I know how it feels to be poor. I know how it is to beg for attention. That's your comfort zone. Being in that addiction cycle of whatever it is that you're addicted to, that's the comfort zone. When we notice that comfort zone, we have this opportunity to step out of it and be uncomfortable. And when we're uncomfortable, this is Brene Brown's words, she says, we are set up for profound learning, exponential growth. Why does this feel so uncomfortable? What is this emotion? What is it that I actually want? That's what we can learn when we are in that place, in that discomfort zone. When we are in our comfort zone, we are very unaware of it most of the time, and we want to put our head back in the sand and just get back into the thing that we know how to be part of. And the direct experience from that choice to stay in that comfort zone is frustration. Staying in the comfort zone feeds the experience of frustration. You can probably even say exponential frustration. That's when you see on a chart where we go up like this, whoop, exponential is when it just like goes straight up. The growth is very dramatic. If we sit in our discomfort area, discomfort zone, exponential, profound learning that takes effort. It's not just going to fall out of our ear onto our lap. Noticing, being honest, clarity, pure of heart. And that's where we get to be really honest. This sucks. This feeling of loneliness, this really sucks. Well, guess what? What's the opposite of loneliness? It's different for everybody. The thing that sucks, what's the opposite of that? Go find that. Go learn about it. I'm going to say get off a screen, number one, because screen is junk food. There's very little things on a screen that are going to be inspirational, motivational, help you think, help you notice. I put content out there that hopefully does that. You can also read a book. You can also work on a downloadable journal that, something. I got a ton of crap. That's not crap. I got a ton of stuff on my website. Working on that, working on a vision board, cleaning up an area. Number one thing to do if you don't know what to do and you want to invest in mind, body, and spirit. I am not kidding when I say do the dishes. I am not kidding when I say do the dishes. The feng shui and the motivation, the momentum that you build, that spot in your home is a great place to clean up for bringing in the energy you need for more. And anyway, it's a great place to start. Declutter, go talk to your kids, go put a puzzle together. I have that wonderful series for the 5 minutes to better you, 12 ideas for things that take 5 minutes or less. You can invest more time or less time, but they are very simple, low-cost ways of caring for yourself, finding those positive experiences. Please go check that out. When we invest in something other than another distraction, our growth can be exponential. Growth does not have to be incremental. Growth of any kind does not have to be incremental. So that's a lot. Let's talk about one more thing. If I have everybody's attention still, I'm going to wave to Christina. I love when you are here. Anybody have anything to share? I see some numbers here on YouTube. I see some things over here on Instagram. I think I can see it if you type something. Yes, I can see it if you type something on Instagram. Anybody want to share anything? Please do. How do we get clarity? How do we find that place of purifying, softening into more love? And my tool is talking out loud to myself and asking questions, asking those questions that I had said before. How does this contribute to my best self? How does this thought contribute to my best self? How does this contribute to profound learning? How does this contribute to me healing? How does this contribute to me finding, surrendering to love? How can this be softer? And these super wise words from Sue Bissell from Massage School. How can this be more fun? How can this be easier? How can this be more fun? So valuable. How can this be more fun? Because thinking of all of those yucky memories or places even that are hurting inside, how can this be more fun? It can, in my I'm kind of talking to myself right now, taking my thought into, what is it that I want? What did I learn from that moment? What do I want again from that moment? What do I want to make sure to include in my thoughts for what I want. So when I'm praying for those things, I can be thankful for the opportunity to start noticing them right now. So then that can grow, that experience can grow exponentially. Let me see here. I can't read. Let me see. Yep, that's a great question, Christina. And always start with your dishes. There is I've read a lot about the even feng shui, but then also motivation and decluttering and what should I do to keep my house in order? And everything says clean your dishes. And there's something about it once that sink is empty. And I've actually found once um, the dish rack is empty, then there's this like big motivation for me to like fill it back up. And then I want to clean the sink. And then I heat the water around the sink. That's the first step to like, if you give Sarah a cookie, if you give a mouse a cookie, um, then I don't go super duper crazy, but sometimes I do and get into cleaning and get into whatever mode. But I always feel better when that place in my home is clean. And then Christine, you had offered that really great thought of the very simple, like, which way am I going here? Am I walking away from this thing that I want? Or am I stepping closer to this thing that I want? And we can also be in a place of being neutral, but when we evaluate and are honest with ourselves, that's the key, that clarity and honesty, that being truthful to ourselves is where we have to be for any sort of personal growth, whether you're working with somebody else or not. You can have a whole team of people. You can be investing hundreds of thousands of dollars every month, every year. And even sometimes showing up. I feel like I say this a lot, and I don't know that people necessarily understand what I'm saying, but it's not the thing you're doing. It's what happens when you're done doing that thing, how you walk away from that thing. What have you learned in the process of that thing? Whether it's journaling, whether it's washing your dishes, whether it is noticing that you have this response of the we can go back to the addiction, going into this cycle, or making that same choice that hurts yourself or other people. Being in that place of discomfort, being in that place of, we can start blaming, and there's no accountability. We cannot learn. We are not in, that's jumping back over into comfort zone. It's everybody else's problem, right? Once we start blaming and we put on the victimhood glasses, instead of really just noticing, well, how am I involved in that? What am I learning here? What is this teaching me? And how can I move closer to that goal of mine? Or even just, how can I help recognize what I want my goal to be? That's a long Let's Talk Tuesday, but I'm really glad to share my thoughts. I feel like, again, once I get talking, it just feels like, I feel almost like I put things together. I have 3 pieces of paper here. And then when it's time, like, I feel like it gets my wheels turning. And then when it's time to share them, I feel like there's more wheels that get going. And it feels great to also be saying my lesson out loud, because then I hear it in a new way. And it feels great. So thank you for being here. Let's see. I guess we're going to get out of here. Unless there was anything else anyone wanted to say, I'll wave to everyone there, wave to everyone there. And I'm noticing, like, while I'm doing this, I never have noticed this before, but my image on my camera and the image here are opposite. So, like, when I'm touching my ear here, it's like a mirror image, but when I'm touching my ear on this camera, it's backwards. That is so strange. I don't know why. I'm just noticing that. So we all can notice it together because it seems like it's very distracting to me now that I've noticed it. So I won't touch my ear when I'm talking. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. This, of course, is going to be, I think it's available on Instagram. I can't do social media. I just like very, very basic minimum. So hopefully it's up there for a repeat. If not, I know for sure it's over on YouTube. And I have all of the Let's Talk Tuesdays all grouped up together. So if you want to like binge watch them, then they're all there. There'd be hours and hours of them because I just realized I've been doing them for years. That's a lot. So they're there. Okay. So I would love to see everyone for the lunch and learn and align. I'm so excited about that. And I also hope to see you again next week, right after the eclipse. We'll be very fresh and new for receiving all of this new cycle of light from the sun. And we'll have our energy session, our group healing session. Okay. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you again very soon. Bye now.